So we're here with Bernardo Godinho. What did you do this weekend, Bernardo?
Hi, I topped 64 UK Nationals this weekend and I played Swordsoul. You might recognize my name from the feature match with Farfa, and yeah, that was pretty fun. And here's my deck profile. So I'd say my Swordsoul list is pretty standard, pretty vanilla, nothing much spicy about it, but I'll go over it anyway. So I played 3 Ecclesia. Since some people played 2 over the past month or so, but I still strongly believe this is one of the best cards in the deck. It is absolutely insane going second, so it's a mandatory 3 off. For Sword Souls, 3 Moye, standard, 3 Longyan, standard, and I did play 2 Tire. I do understand people that play the 1 Tire, but I always feel more confident having the second Tire in the deck, and just more confident with Desire's Banish, so didn't have any issue. I did open 2 Tire on my top 64 match. That was very unfortunate, but it is what it is. For Tenyis, I played 3 Ashuna, 3 Vishuddha, 3 Adara, and the 1 Shitana. I was at 39 cards, and I didn't know what to play, so I just played the 3rd Adara for the 4th card. But in hindsight, maybe I would have added more hand traps instead of more Tenyis, but this ratio worked out fine. Can't say the 3rd Adara is needed in any way, but Shitana was really good all weekend. It's very has a lot of utility. A lot of people don't read it either, and can't say the fire one ever came up for like any Baxi lines, so that's it. For hand traps, I played 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Impermanence. I did not play Veiler or Didi Crow or any other hand trap in the main. I felt pretty confident with these hand traps. They are good against pretty much everything. And for extra defensive cards, I played the 3 droplets. I was expecting a lot of bunk decks, side decks, wombo combo decks, Drytron, all that. And I did only play against 1 punk. I did play against Drytron. And Droplet is just MVP in any of those matchups because he just completely breaks their board, and it's so easy for Swordsoul to just get rid of all their monsters and then set up for next turn, even if you don't kill them. Maybe I would have added an Ash, a Veiler, because I did play 5 mirrors and I kind of missed having the extra interaction with another hand traps, and Droplet is not as powerful in the mirror, but nevertheless I was really happy with this lineup. And yeah, Droplet is just an insane card. Then for spells, 3 emergence, super standard, 3 circle. I've tested Vessel a lot and I just not a big fan of it. I feel Vessel is a win more card. Every time you activate Vessel, you're already playing with your Tennies, and it makes you go into greedy lines that you don't really have to go into. While Circle just offers so much utility. You can dodge hand traps with it, you can dodge stuff like Mirror Jade. It searches any worm, which is very relevant because it doesn't only extend Tenyi plays, but you can just search a Moye or a Longyang at any point. And it's also follow-up because on the next turn you can just banish it to grab any Tenyi, so it's very good card, and I'll keep playing it for sure. Then 2 Desires, it draws 2, pretty self-explanatory. Call by, card's insane. I'll be another person to say it should be banned, because every time you see this card, everything just feels so much easier when you have this card in your hand. And then the 1 blackout, pretty standard. Now for extra, my field center, my boy Kuroko is always with me. He's been here since the start. My tokens, I got my masterpiece token. My other boy, he did hustle a lot today. He did die to token collector. He is not unaffected by token collector, unfortunately. So for my extra, we have 3 monk. I think it's quite standard now for Swordsoul lists to play 3 monk. It doesn't really come up that often, but there are the 1 or 2 games where it does, in grind games or like when you get D-bar or whatever, it does come up. Shaman, very good card. Not just the reborn effect, but popping stuff with when you attack with monk. Yazi, nothing much to say, it's really good. There's a lot of lines you can go into Yazi, and it offers so much explosion and ball clearing. 2 Baxia, card's crazy. 2 Shishao, standard. 1 Draco Berserker. this is a really good card. I wish I saw more lines to make this card because it's actually just insane, and even in the mirror it's really good. Every time I felt like making a second level 8, Draco Berserker was always the one I would go to. I did play Dragite, and this was kind of like the flex spot of the deck, but I never felt the need to go into Dragite all weekend. I didn't play any Despia at all, so maybe that was one of the reasons why I never wanted to make a Dragite. But I think this could literally just be any card. I thought about playing Psychic and Punisher, and it might have come up when I played against Eldritch in the Atikaboo, but other than that, not really. Chaofeng, I didn't really make it. Not having Vessel, it doesn't. Chaofeng lines don't really come up that often, but I still made it against Drytron, even though it didn't really matter. I won that game anyway. Longyang, this card is crazy good. I did respect Nibiru a lot this weekend, so I ended on Baron a lot more than I ended on Longyang. But in hindsight, maybe I should just always end on this guy because it just does so much. It hits Fateful Adventures, it hits Field Spells, it hits Cursed Outlands. It just does so much. Amazing card. Shinging, it's there to go for game. It's there to break boards, in combination with like stuff like Shishao and Taya and Vishudas and stuff. It's a big boy. And then the Baron, pretty standard. Honestly, he's not that great, but you gotta have him. Then for side deck, I played 2DD Crow. This was mainly for Despia. I was really confident in the other 13 cards in my side deck. So this was kind of like flex spots, and I thought like I needed to respect Despia more, and I wanted to make the Despia matchup as easy as possible. So I played Crow. I didn't play any Despia, so I guess, didn't really matter. But it can still come up in other matchups. I started it against Drytron, I started it against Eldritch, so it was okay. 3 Dark Rule no more. This is basically more copies of Droplets. It's just really good against all the Hulk decks and the Wombo combo decks going around. This deck doesn't really care about no killing because you can just clear their wall with Baxes and stuff and then set up like a Shishao on a 10 or a Shishao on the Blackout, and you're set for next turn. And most punk decks and stuff don't have any follow-up, so you're good. Didn't really see it this weekend. The one time I saw it, it got triple Tactics Talented out of my hands by Drytron, so there's that. I played 3 Lightning Storm. I do not own Lightning Storms. I borrowed it for the weekend, so I'm sorry to show proxies. Yeah, Lightning Storm was just really solid. It's great in the mirror match. It's great against back row decks. It's great against certain decks that you want to clear both the back row and the monsters. Maybe I should have played Harpy's Feather Duster as well, but I really didn't respect back row decks or mine decks at all. I just, for me, Circle was the mine out, and that was pretty much it. Then one red reboot, when I go second, he goes pretty much into anything that I think size barrier. I only saw it once during this weekend. I did get debarried, but I didn't activate it because I braked and I had no plays anyway. But it's like called by to sack you one off. For going first, 3 barrier, 3 anti-spell. Not much to say, just floodgates. Anti-spell is really good against a lot of matchups because it hits not just their main deck spells, but it hits side deck spells that people side, and Lightning Storms, Feather Dusters, Dark Rulers, stuff like that. And D-Bar is just the auto-win button. I've seen a lot of Swordsoul players go second in the mirror both sides, and it does make sense because it's really easy to break a Swordsoul board playing Swordsoul. As you saw in my game 3 versus Farfa, I had no D-barriers, so all I had was just fair interactions per se, and his hand could actually just break my whole board. But I try to build my deck as consistent as possible. It's one of the reasons why I play 40 cards, was to draw blowout cards like D-Barrier, draw Anti-Spell, draw Droplet, etc. And I felt like drawing the instant win button in D-Barrier was more valuable than hoping you draw the right cards going second to break a board. But yeah, that's it. I played 40 cards, like I said again. I feel the deck worked really well. I had an unfortunate top 64 where I just opened double tire, Shitana, and I lost the dash roll. And then game 2, I got Moya Imperm and just passed because I had nothing else. So, it's one of those hands that happen. It's unfortunate that it happened in top 64 and I got out so early, but I'm really happy that I managed to get top cut. It was a really nice tournament. I'm happy I did well in the feature match as well, and everyone enjoyed it. Yeah, so for shout outs to Harry and Jack for doing this tech profile for me. It's really cool. They did really well in the event as well. And shout outs to all the Norwich folk that cheered me on during the tournament. Shout out to all the Lincoln folk that also cheered me on to the tournament. And shout out especially to the people I went to the event with. Joe, he lended me some cards like the Lightning Storms and the Baron. And you know, he always believed in me. He always believed in the 15% X3s can top. And big shout out to Tweed for our insane testing session on Friday night, where we played 4 hours of Tengu Plant format, and you know, they really prepared me for day one and got me going for it. But yeah, it was really fun tournament. Also shout outs to all my opponents who are all amazing, and I really appreciate all of them, you know, coming to me to check on my results and after the feature match and after I topped and all that, you know, congratulating me and seeing how I was doing round by round. You know, everyone was amazing. It's one of the best things about this IRL event coming back, just all the social aspect, meeting new people. And it's great. It was really fun event. Hope to go to Heroes and, you know, get some more Yu-Gi-Oh going, and yeah, just really fun, and I'm happy I did well.